Good morning to you. Welcome. It's me, Andy here, and this is currently a Tuesday. And the fallout over the petition that was now in over 2 days, so over 48 hours, 2.5 million plus, and I featured this on yesterday's video, which currently has about 25 views. So, yet again, another video has very few views. I don't know why I bother. I really don't. So anyway, I'm hoping that this one will get some more. So please do like, share, subscribe, whatever. And of course, above all, watch the whole video, because it is very important to know about his response.
Petition that's currently
Your approval
online
ratings have dropped.
1.9 people who want the election to go again.
Million.
Look, I remind myself that very many people didn't vote Labour at the last election. I'm not surprised that many of them want a rerun. That isn't how our system works.
Bear in mind that these are people who are in power, and they consider themselves privileged because they're in power and they have lots of money and they are running the country, as it were. So bear that in mind. If you were one of those people and you had your plebs voting to get you out, what would your response be? Oh my God, people don't actually like me and what I'm doing, and maybe I should change. That's not what happened.
Weak, pathetic, stupid, and totally lacking in any moral integrity whatsoever, Keir Starmer has once again demonstrated that our country and you, the British people, are far from being his priority. He's been lying to you yet again. He lied to you about the winter fuel allowance for pensioners. Then he lied to you about increasing taxes for working people. He's lied to you about the £22 billion black hole. He lied to you by omission, in other words, he didn't tell you before the election, about his plans to spend £42 billion, the equivalent of £1,500 per household, on a raft of highly questionable climate change projects. And now, just as I predicted would be the case, he's been demonstrated to have lied to you yet again, to you and the media. This time, it's about reparations for slavery. He repeatedly told the nation, that reparations were not on the agenda of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. Well, I suppose technically they weren't, but what's he just done? He's placed them firmly on that agenda. And he said, in doing so, now is the time to start talking about reparations. And do you know how much the Caribbean countries are demanding? An eye-watering £18 trillion.
But the response is, I don't care. I do not care. There's going to be people that didn't vote for me, but don't like me. Well, that's fair enough. Tough. That's the response. Basically, doesn't give a shit. And I hope that this is making an impact, because yesterday I spoke to two people. I said, oh, did you realise that there's a petition out to get the government to resign and have a new general election? And they went, oh no, I didn't know that. Why is that? What? Why is that? What planet have you been living on? Because it's quite obvious that Labour have been in power for a very short time, and they have done the opposite of everything they said that they would do, including a few more things. So this obviously is a problem. They're not only wasting money, billions of money, of our money, and then claiming that there's a deficit, which is what they're doing. So it's like they're saying, oh, yeah, we can't afford it, but I've just bought a new Porsche. Yeah, same thing. Spend money and then complain that you haven't got any. I just think that he is disingenuous. He's a liar, and Labour are actually worse than Tories now. I know it was very difficult to save Obviously, when Jeremy Corbyn was in power, it might have been different. But now, because of his alliances, as it were, his relationships with unelected global bodies, basically he's having his strings pulled and he's being told what to do. You might not believe it, but it's true. There is an agenda, and he is one of the ones that follow it. Now, the problem is, we do get rid of him, then we're just going to get another one, and another one, and it's not going to change. And as somebody said on TikTok the other day, in response to this idea that this petition is, well, basically a waste of time, because we're focusing on the wrong thing. We should be focusing on the petition to change the way that the electoral system works.
I'm not surprised that many of them want a rerun. That isn't how our system works. There will be plenty of people who didn't want us in the first place.
So there you have it. Keir Starmer is not prepared to acknowledge the general election petition, although I know there are people out there, and even myself, saying it's really good that people are signing it because it shows disdain with this government. That's great. But the real reality is there are other petitions out there that you could have also been signing that were on that page that took me all of 2 minutes after signing the general election petition to go and sign as well. Like the referendum on changing the electoral system to proportional representation. If that was to get 2 to 3 million signatures on it, there is a real chance opposition MPs could put that in as a bill, or it would force the Labour government to actually consider this. That is a very plausible and tangible petition that you should be signing. Why does it not have 2.2 million signatures? The second one is make breaking a manifesto against the law and trigger a general election. That, again, is a very tangible piece of legislation that could be put into play by opposition MPs. Reform UK MPs could promote this petition and actually enact this or propose this as a bill in Parliament if it was to go through. You have to start understanding what you can legitimately do as a member of the public, what we can get MPs to do in Parliament to put it into law and legislation. If 2.5 million people signed that, that would again be a real tangible petition for them to change legislation on how these things work. Petition number 3, 292 signatures requiring a no confidence vote on the ballot for all elections and referendums. Again, another petition calling for a bill or change in legislation to give a tangible response on a ballot to people that have no confidence in any political party. Instead of just spoiling your ballot, you would be able to check a box that registers you as a voter as having no confidence in any of the political parties or government that are in power. Again, why has that not got 2.2 million hits? Last but not least, require MPs proven to mislead the public to resign and create a fact-check committee. Now, how they would go about doing this, I don't know. But again, this gives opposition MPs the chance to propose a bill for tangible legislation change that can be backed by the general public. These are the types of petitions we should be signing. We already show our disdain when 14 million people didn't vote this Labour government in. We've already shown that. It makes no difference. We've already shown the world, and most of us in this country have shown them, that we do not want this Labour government. And yes, the general election petition is going to do that. That's all it's going to do. These can actually get change. So if you want to sign them, you can go over onto my profile and click the link to my link tree. There is nothing dodgy about it. It just takes you to an alternative site where I list things like petitions and where me and Corky do our videos on YouTube. It will take you to my page where I have all the links at the top there to my social media and all links to the petitions I've just listed that you will then be taken off to go and sign, and you can then go and get those done. So if you found the time as one of the 2.2 million people to sign one petition, maybe you can find the time to sign another 4. I've given you the links for them. Just go and sign them, because you never know what change we might see off the back of those petitions. And I'll tell you what, if the government were to reject all 4 of these, then you have a very tangible reason to start accusing this government of not having a democracy and basically ignoring the will of the general public.
But we need to force their hand, change the system, and do it from the inside out. So what I will try and do is put the link down below, and you can all go and vote for a new voting system. Yeah, that's the way to do it, as they say. Now, what pissed me off also was on social media was this graphic basically insinuating they're quite happy with what Labour's done. They're quite happy with what Tories have done for 15 years. And they're calling people that voted for reform idiots. That's what they're saying, basically. But they're quite happy with all what Labour's done. All the U-turns, all the money that they spent, and everything. Obviously, I think it's meant to be a joke, but I don't find it funny. Oh, and the other thing I saw was this idea of a legal thing that he wants to bring in that I don't actually think is real.
Good morning, guys. Well, Keir Starmer is apparently threatening to give everybody a respect order that has signed the petition. Now, I've just looked up what a respect order is, and I'm going to read it to you. A respect order is meeting a manifesto pledge to crack down on all anti-social behaviour. The new respect order will give the police and local councils the power to ban prospective offenders from town centres drinking in public spots such as high streets and local parks. And it will also stop perpetrators from, undertake positive rehabilitation. Honestly, I cannot believe what I am reading.
But it says there, it's also where people have caused misery to local people.
Yeah.
But it's causing misery not locally, nationally. So this is, I think personally, that we should put a petition forward and get it signed by as many people as possible to call a respect order on Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
What's your opinion, girls and boys? Shall we do it? Shall we put the lead up?
There's another section that says a respect order will give police and councils the power to crack down on repeated antisocial behaviour.
I think it's just a made-up thing, but if they are doing it, and I can imagine they would, because of the way that they behave and all of the stupid things that they've trying to bring in, all these ridiculous laws that are. There's one that I'm going to do a video about because I find it hilarious. It's just hilarious. £1,000 fine for doing something in your car that you would find pretty much impossible to do. But yeah, I'm going to do a video on that, so bear with me. But, they're bringing in this stuff that just ridiculous. So now what they're saying is anybody that's signed this petition or any other petition will get arrested and put in jail. Wait, now this could be quite serious because they did build some new, what we call prisons, but they're probably camps. This was over the COVID period, if you remember. We did a report on this. This is it's a true story. There are new large prisons and they have been built recently, so I'm just wondering if they're going to put you in there. Maybe. I know the idea was originally that they were going to put people that would not have a particular procedure, or those people that were breaking the made up laws into this particular detention centre. And they did do it in Australia because there are many stories about that. But it, as far as I'm aware, it never really happened here. That's it for today. Another video done and dusted, and of course I'm going to do some more, but please try and watch them, try and share and like, share and whatever. Right, have a good day, catch you later.